beverages, three-leafed clovers, and displaced snakes. What do all of these things have in common? St. Patrick's Day, of course! I'm Grace Thanasu, and you're watching 5 Minute Flashback. Today, we're going to learn about the history of St. Patrick's Day. So who was St. Patrick? Contrary to popular belief, the patron saint of Ireland wasn't even Irish. St. Patrick was actually born somewhere in Roman Britain in the late 300s AD. The exact whereabouts of his birthplace are uncertain, but many scholars speculate that he was from a town called Bonaventa Bernier. On top of that, his given name was Maewyn Succat. For the purposes of this video, we can just call him Patrick, which is the anglicized version of the name Patricius that he took when he became a member of the clergy. Although his father, Copernicus, was a deacon in the early Christian church, Patrick was not very enthusiastic about religion as a child. It wasn't until his adult years that he became passionate about practicing and spreading Christianity. When he was 16 years old, Patrick was kidnapped by pirates from Ireland and forced to work as a shepherd in northeastern Ireland for 6 years. Many historians say that he became religious during his period of enslavement, relying on prayer to comfort and remind him of his family. His religious awakening could have also been a rebellious act against his enslaver, Milchu, who was a high priest of Druidism, a sect of the polytheistic pagan religion that was widely practiced in Ireland at the time. Either way, Patrick learned all about the Catholic faith and was ordained as a deacon in 418 AD, and later rose to the high clerical rank of bishop in 432 AD. In that same year, Pope Celestine I decided to send Patrick back to Ireland as a missionary, where he was tasked with spreading Christianity throughout the country. During his time spent in Ireland, he baptized thousands of people, ordained new priests, encouraged women to take up nunhood, and facilitated the establishment of over 300 churches. This massive conversion from the indigenous Celtic pagan religions of Ireland into Christianity is where the legend of St. Patrick banishing all the snakes from Ireland comes from. First things first, I'd like to put on my 300 seconds of science hat for a moment and discuss why this is a legend and not based in fact. Snakes have never natively existed in Ireland. That's right. According to studies of the country's fossil record, Ireland is among the few places in the world, limited to Greenland, Iceland, New Zealand, and Antarctica, where there are no native snakes. Snakes are cold-blooded reptiles, so these cooler places do not offer a habitable climate for the creatures. The truth behind this legend is that it's a metaphor for the elimination of widespread paganism in Ireland. In Judeo-Christian literature, evil has been symbolized in the form of a serpent, so it follows that snakes represent non-Christian beliefs in this kind of messed up metaphor. On the flip side, there's a very strong case that this next legend about the holiday is based in fact. You're probably seeing shamrocks or three-leafed clovers all over the place around St. Paddy's Day. This is because St. Patrick is said to have used the plant to help explain concepts associated with Christianity. The pagan rituals that many Irish people already practiced were very nature-oriented, so Patrick took notice of this and decided to incorporate it into his church practices. St. Patrick taught that the 3 leaves on shamrocks could symbolize the 3 parts of the Catholic Holy Trinity: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now you might be wondering, why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day on March 17th? The answer to this question is pretty simple. It's because March 17th, 461 AD is believed to be the day that St. Patrick died. In the beginning, March 17th was a low-key feast day in honor of St. Patrick's efforts to spread Christianity, and it typically consisted of a church service and a meal of cabbage and Irish bacon. St. Patrick's Day started to evolve into the full-scale party we know it as today when Irish immigrants brought this tradition with them to America. In fact, the very first recorded St. Patrick's Day parade happened in Boston in 1737, back when the United States was still a British colony. As more and more Irish people immigrated to the United States in the mid-19th century, St. Patrick's Day blossomed into a broader celebration of Irish culture. As for all the indulgence and decadence that is associated with St. Patrick's Day, this likely comes from the fact that the holiday falls in the middle of Lent, a Christian season that is marked by fasting and giving up personal vices. St. Patrick's Day was traditionally an exception to the rules of Lent, a day when people could feast instead of fast. So there you have it. I hope this episode gave you a better understanding of who St. Patrick really was, clarified some legends related to the holiday, and helped you learn the ways in which St. Paddy's Day has evolved over time. For more content like this, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and give us some love on Instagram, all at ZTV 5 Minute Flashback. In the meantime, stay home, enjoy life, and stay curious.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.